The Acolyte fell when the viewers got gone.
Yet Leslye blamed critics for steering it wrong.
She shrugged at the flop and called it a win.
Season 2 died before it could begin.
Guess what, guys? Guess who crawled back out from under her rock? It's Leslye Headland, you know.
You mean head case?
You know, she did the Acolyte, and she also had a questionable employment that happened before that, you know, working for a certain person by the name of Epstein? No?
No, the other guy.
What other guy?
It was Weinstein, not Epstein.
Oh, my bad. I get confused. I mean, what? To be fair, what's really the difference?
That's a horrible joke, but also hilarious.
Anyway, moving right along from that and pretending that never happened whatsoever. Leslye Headland came out with she wanted to give her take on why the show ended and what people had to say about it. So she decided to come out and, again, give her take on it, among other things. And it was actually in a paywalled article by The Wrap, but that didn't stop me and other people from finding out a way around it. And so we got to read what she had to say. And do you think that she decided to take responsibility for her actions and say maybe she should have done a better job? Or do you think that she threw fans under the bus?
The latter.
So we have some choice pieces of it here, which I'm going to let you read, honey. But sure. I have some more stuff to add that she said specifically. So let's go into what she said. She was reacting. This is when someone asked her about what went on with the show in regards to what she was online and when she saw the backlash. And you could read what she said there in the first paragraph there.
I was not online, Headland said. However, I am a Star Wars fan, which means I have always been, since the launch of YouTube, part of the Star Wars.
I'm going to stop you right there. Wait, I'm going to stop you right there. This is the same person who, when someone asked her what her favorite Star Wars was, she said she didn't have a favorite. She just loves the universe in perpetuity.
There is no Star Wars movie. It's only Star Wars.
Sure, Leslye. I believe you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I think that's what... Well, maybe the writers of this article knew that, and that's why they put Star Wars in quotes instead of italics. Which means I have always been, since the launch of YouTube, part of the Star Wars recap / criticism / lionization fandom. Never heard of the word lionization.
Did you say lionization?
That's what it looks like. Is that even a word?
Hey, Star Wars Holocron, maybe you want to spell check your articles? Just throwing it out there. Lionization?
I'm not sure that's a real word, or if it is, it's used in the wrong context.
Transform! Lionization! Go!
Sigh.
I'm imagining her holding up a Power Ranger thing, just hitting it. Go! Lionization!
Yeah, I mean a Voltron figurine. Because it's made of all lion.
Power Ranger thing, it's morphin' time! Go! Lionization!
No, it would be more accurate if it were Voltron, because every single part of Voltron is a lion. Fandom community. These guys I've known for years and years. So when I got the information from others about what the weather report was, okay, there was this real concern from friends of mine or co-workers of mine that saddened me. I was also like, you know who these guys are. I was also like, I know who these guys are. You don't have to tell me who's talking about it or how bad it is online. I know exactly who they are. I supported them on Patreon. There are some of them that I respect, and there are some of them that I think are absolutely snake oil salesmen, just opportunists. Then, of course, there are the fascists and racists. So it runs a gamut. It isn't just one thing or the other.
So let's throw this out here. So she actually, not only does she say this, she's kind of throwing shade at YouTubers, but I also want to point out that she does say that she doesn't care, and this was in the article, she says that any criticism people had is valid, and then immediately says, but it was probably their own opinions. And basically, this article tries to frame this as, oh, I understood everything was happening, whatever, but it was everybody else's fault. And that's not the case, which she immediately contradicts by saying what's right. So she's saying that I approve of only some Star Wars people, and then the rest are opportunists or snake oil salesmen or racists and fascists and sexists and whatever. Now,
Buzzword.
but wait, here's what's even funnier. When she finally gets to how when the show is canceled, when she responds to that, she contradicts what she just said here.
When the show was canceled just weeks after the finale aired, Leslye Headland says she was not surprised by it. Quote, I think I was surprised at the swiftness of it and the publicness of it. I was surprised by how it was handled, but once I was getting particular phone calls about the reaction and the criticism and the viewership, I felt like, okay, the writing's on the wall for sure.
Notice what she highlights there. The reaction, the criticism, and the viewership. Just throws that in there. Hey, Leslye. Hey, Leslye. Hey. Nice to speak about you again. Not really. I wish you would go away. Your show got canceled for a reason. Just want to throw that out there. But also, let's make this very clear. I want to re-clarify this because I do this every time the Acolyte comes up, but I want to make this very clear. The reason the Acolyte was canceled was not because of sexists or racists or bigots or YouTubers or trolls or their imaginary friend Jeff. I don't know what they were going to blame anybody but themselves. You made a show that fundamentally changed the lore of Star Wars, and you got upset that people didn't like that. Sorry, that's not how that works. Also, in this article, she also says that she feels that people talking about Star Wars is going to be more culturally relevant than Star Wars itself. And my retort to that would be, no, that's not the case. Regular Star Wars, the original Star Wars, and even the prequels will always be more important. It's the Disney Star Wars that's culturally relevant only when it's talked about, which is exactly why your show failed. But guess what? Mm-hmm. Don't take my word for it. I'll just scream till the cows come home that there was only 85,000 people who signed a petition for season 2 because no one else exists who wants it. But again, don't take my word for it. Honey, do you want to make a note of what I have on the screen right below all the stuff about the article? Do you want to notice what's there?
That is the viewership chart for the entire Acolyte season.
Yeah, and what do you notice, honey? What's fairly evident from looking at this chart?
It continues to drop with every episode.
What? You mean the viewership went down?
Say it ain't so.
So let's clarify this, okay? Your show cost way too much money, okay? It cost way more than it needed to. It fundamentally altered the lore and made a mockery of some things about Star Wars. And then you guys kept claiming it was a win. I want to make it very clear. Your show actually did decently in the first couple episodes. But then immediately after episode 3, if you'll notice, look right after episode 3 on the chart. What do you notice, honey?
It drops even more.
It drops and drops and drops. Guess what, honey? Do you remember what was in episode 3? Or episode, yes. I think it was either episode 3 or 4.
The lesbian space witches.
The power of 1, the power of 2, the power of everybody stopped watching because your show was crap.
The power of nobody gives a crap.
Exactly. I want to make this very clear, okay? The truth is going to hurt. So any of you Disney Star Wars fans who are out there listening to this, sit down. No, seriously, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
I see you there. The power of 1 sitting. Sit. Now listen to me very carefully. Okay, 85,000 of you signed a petition. That is all of you that exists. I'm sorry. You keep claiming that you're the majority and there's a loud minority that caused the show to be canceled. The statistical data, which we are looking at right in front of you right now, look carefully. I did not manufacture this. This comes from people online, people who wanted the show to do well. And it's right here. And what does it show? It shows that after the first couple episodes, it had a gigantic downturn. Why? Because people stopped watching. So let me ask you the most important question.
And what is that question?
If you guys were the majority, like you claim, then why didn't you watch the show?
Because they pirated it so they wouldn't have to pay for Disney Plus. Probably.
Either they didn't watch it and just talked about it on Twitter. 2, they pirated it and didn't actually do anything. Or 3, and this is the one that screams the truth, given that there's only 85,000 people that signed the petition. Do you know what the truth is? What? You are the minority. It's okay that you're a minority. You know what? I had a show that I loved that Raven knows that I love. It's called The Cape. Okay? It was an NBC drama. It was one of my favorite shows. It was like pre-Arrowverse. It got canceled after only, I think, 11 or 12 episodes. Yeah. I loved that show. I would have wanted so much more of it.
Yeah, but it was a victim of the early writer strikes back in the day. So it never got more. It's just a shame because it's so good.
And it got canceled because there was not enough people to sustain it. That is the same thing here. If you were a majority and so many people loved this thing that you claim they did, it shows, the data shows that all you people who loved it didn't watch it. And Amanda Stenberg coming out and attacking fans with her terrible disc track and all these people crying and coping about it. I'll tell you the truth that you don't want to hear. No one was to blame for the show's ending but yourselves. You either didn't show up to watch it or there wasn't enough of you. And that goes to show that in reality, that's the reason it was canceled. You didn't support it enough. You should have done more. You're buying billboards now and flying planes to get Ben Solo. Do you know what Disney says when they see that? They go, oh, wow, that's a nice plane. I wish they'd spent that money on Disney Plus.
Yeah, weird how that works.
Share with your crew, escape life's hell. From spooky memes to advice obscure, here's your dark solace of humor as a cure.